really should have drunk before starting. Boards games, boards games. I'm not gonna shout. Boards games, board games. That's what I'm talking about. I am starting off my streaming with a bit of busy singing, and today I'm talking about a game about wee whimsical creatures and trying to identify them after someone makes noises, and I'm not gonna shout. I'm going to talk about my Kickstarter, which has been going further and further. It's now 600 people. It boggles my mind. And now, very quickly, I find myself wondering, wow, this is just amazing. How did it get this way? And hopefully everyone will enjoy the game when they get to play. A game about wee whimsical creatures and trying to identify them after someone makes noises is what I'm talking about. A game about wee whimsical creatures and trying to identify them after someone makes noises. I'm not gonna shout. Hello and good morning, good afternoon, good whatever it is, wherever you are. I am Bez. This is the Bezzy Beats and Briefer Bladder, where I talk for maybe as little as 10 minutes, maybe as much as 30 minutes. I'm just going to talk about how I am, what's going on, and you are welcome to share your thoughts, what's going on with you, and ask any questions that you would like. And hello, Golgaloff. Thank you very much for joining. And yes, the songs always get away from me. It's just, improvising, and I just enjoy it. It doesn't need to be good. And talking about things that don't need to be good, Dave, I know many Daves. Are you Dave Weatherall? Are you Dave Dawkins? Are you Dave, are you, I assume you're not David Bray. Oh, Dawkins. Hello, David Dawkins. It's lovely to see you. You're the Australian Dave, the lovely Dave that we are all missing tomorrow at Royal Festival Hall. Lots of love. And I hope that everything is generally well. But yes, speaking of, yeah, I don't know if I might have actually put the wrong number. Yes, I think I need to edit this broadcast very, very quickly. This is actually episode 408. I do apologise. But talking about things that don't need to be perfect, a game about wee whimsical creatures and trying to identify them after someone makes noises. The entire principle of that was don't worry about it, don't stress about it, don't feel like it has to be perfect. Just, yeah, sure, some of these creatures are slightly too small for their cards. Someone mentioned that. But it's what it is. Like, some of them are slightly the wrong ratio. Some of them have a bit of color and there's a little bit of inconsistency. But the point is, it's good enough. The bits that matter the most are there, and people are already having fun with it. I mean, everyone that have played my first edition deck, I wish I had it to show you, but it's kind of over there in my bag. Like, I played 3 more games last night, but yeah. So Dave, Dawkins, I am doing the digital print and play, and I would encourage you and everyone else who is interested in my Kickstarter to go off and please pledge for £1. If you're able to back the game, if you're able to print and play, I should say, then you get a game that you can print and play, and you get all the extra freebies. People, it's just gone amazingly. Let me share a bit of my screen. So, actually, that's going to bring me up to recent highlights, living life and seeing the sights, recent highlights, playing games and other delights. So, what are your recent highlights? My recent highlights are just how well this is doing. 613 backers. That's way more than double my previous best in terms of popularity. I was expecting it to be pretty good. If someone had said, okay, gun to your head, how many is this going to make? Make a bet. I would have probably said 327 total. That's somewhat arbitrary, but it's not going to be an exact number. I would have expected it to be more popular because there is a £1 pledge level, but you're never sure. Obviously, I would have hoped for it to be, yeah, I don't know. I never actually had someone putting a gun against my head and asking me to make a bet. Thank goodness. Whoops. So, yep. I'm just blown away by it. I'm blown away by all the chat, and people are going to get quite a bit. So because there's 600 plus backers, we've already got a co-op mode, which I worked out last night. I'm feeling good about it. I just need to now draw the cards. A brand new game, a game about drawing creatures, complementing the drawings and complementing the complements. This is going to be a somewhat big task. I'm going to do it possibly even next month. It might go into access to high resolution versions of every creature for coloring in. I'm going to just give people access once the funds have all gone through. And it sounds like we're going to get even more monsters. The physical stuff, ignore that. But for the digital stuff, I mean, you're getting a lot. So this has pretty much just been my recent highlights. Just working on the Kickstarter, seeing how well it's gone, and playtesting a co-op mode. I also, after I playtested the co-op mode, we did play one of Shem Phillips' games, Raiders of Scythia. I enjoyed it. It was a close, I think it was something like 50, 47, 46, something like that. I really enjoyed it. I feel like there's a lot of mechanisms that I only understood the ramifications of once I'd seen it all the way through, which is a really nice thing for me. Now, let's go to our next section. Now, our next section is questionably quick questions. Now, our next section is questionably quick questions. If anyone wants to ask any questions, you can. Whilst you're writing your questions, I will talk about a brilliant thing. Brilliant thing. What's a little thing which is brilliant? I'm going to talk about introspection. Introspection, thinking about how you are and who you are, which brings me to, and I'm trying to cut off the adverts, which brings me to this alignment chart that was shared by the lovely Dave Dawkins, also known as Golgaloth. That is a really excellent picture. Panda astronauts, I like it. But yeah, so let's share let's share the screen. And okay, I will talk through my choices. I keep track of sensitive information that can be used to hurt people at a later date. No. I mean, that's suggesting, I mean, I keep track of information, but that whole thing, no. Absolutely not. I often worry that I might behave inappropriately. I used to, but now I got over it. I do not feel guilty when I hurt or offend someone. I feel a little bit guilty. I try to get over it. And hello, CD. If you have any questionably quick questions, then chuck them in. No way to what. But I'm just doing this questionnaire that Dave Dawkins posted to me. Speaking of which, Dave Dawkins is practically our neighbor. I mean, Australia, New Zealand, I don't know whereabouts. I guess it depends which side of Australia Dave is. I mean, Australia is pretty big, but I mean, it's like you're both in Europe. It's like you're practically neighbors. You're on the same continent, practically, if you know what I mean. Anyway, so hello, CD. It is lovely to see you. And also, I saw that you backed. Thank you so much for backing the Kickstarter. I am on the big screen tonight, larger than life, literally. Oh, amazing. And Tasmania, but big travel ban at the moment. But theoretically, one day, Dave, you could go to what I hear is New Zealand's biggest board game convention, WellyCon. If they're on the east coast or near, I don't know which coast Tasmania is on, so you'll have to be my geography consultants. Anyway, oh, thank you very much. Lots of love. Oh, amazing. When I move to Thailand, I'm planning to come to, WellyCon at some point. But anyway, let's carry on. I do not feel guilty when I hurt or offend someone. So I do feel guilty, but then I try to get over it. So I've gotten to the stage where if I hurt or offend someone accidentally, because sometimes people get hurt or offended all the time. And, as a cyclist, if people are like, sometimes it's on them. So I'm going to leave it in the middle. I often have tender, concerned feelings for people who are less fortunate than me. Yeah, I mean, how often is often, but yeah, I would agree a little bit. I do what I want and do not feel particularly obliged to anyone. I do try to pave my own way, but I try to. I don't feel obliged to any particular individual, but I definitely feel obliged to society, like obliged to the world. So I'm going to say slight disagree. And Tasmania is apparently just a few hours away. Amazing. I'm bringing together friends. So let's carry on. Others regard me as good-hearted and well-meaning. Well, this is where I don't like these things. This is basically me trying to guess how others see me. I would guess that people see me that way, but should I strongly agree? Should I weakly agree? I'm going to weakly agree. I don't know. I'll ask CD. Dave Dawkins, do you regard me as good-hearted and well-meaning? And so, yeah, because, and also, do you understand my, do you understand my dissatisfaction with games or questions that ask you about other people's opinions of you? I hope you do. But let me know what you think of me. Am I good-hearted and well-meaning? This seems a bit obvious in these questions. I like ones which are a bit more subtle in their approach. Bez has the best of hearts. I think you're definitely good-hearted and well-meaning. Oh, thank you. So based on the statistics of 2 out of 2, I will vote positively. I only obey those laws and rules that seem sensible to me. Keep it in the middle. I usually can't be bothered to help those in need. Can't be bothered is not the right way to put it. I am not as upset as others when someone dies. Disagree. I am equally upset. Slight disagree. And Dave says, this is generally a question of ego rather than accurate perception of others. Interesting. But do you think the quiz makers understood that? Do you think the quiz makers understood that they are asking about your ego? Because if I didn't have people to ask, honestly, that's where I would have closed the quiz down and I would be like, yeah, I'm unable to take this quiz. So, but yeah, I understand that it's just for fun, but even so, cheating isn't justified because it's unfair to others. Slight agree. I mean, none of these I'm like, yeah, definitely. When I see others acting carelessly, I think to myself that it is a matter of time before misfortune befalls them. Maybe, like, misfortune might befall them. Some people are just constantly lucky. I'm going to keep it in the middle. I use tricky plans and schemes to get my way. I mean, here, I think it's talking about, like, tricky, manipulative, evil plans. But I do definitely use tricky plans in the other sense of difficult to carry out plans. But making a bit of a judgment and assumption about what they mean, I'm going to go with disagree. mean, it would be strong disagree, except that I'm not quite sure what they mean. It's not a very clear question, this one. Even if I were trying very hard to sell something, I wouldn't lie to get my own way. Very strong agree. Yeah. I would not lie when I'm selling something. I mean, people who've seen my Kitty Cataclysm Kickstarter will know I spent like 2-3 no, it was 1 paragraph, but it was a long paragraph talking about how you shouldn't buy it. And also, Categorical, my last Kickstarter, I told people why they shouldn't buy it. I trick and con people if it is in my interest to do so, only in games. Only when there's an accepted notion that you might be tricked or conned. I wouldn't be tempted to use counterfeit money, not even if I was sure I could get away with it. No, I could absolutely see myself tempted to use it, especially if I was using it in a big corporation. No, I'm sorry, but no, I could see myself being tempted, but I'm not sure. So slight disagree. Helping out others by doing good deeds is its own reward. For some it is. For me, I enjoy it. And yeah. You used it in China. What did you use in China? Sorry, because of me flying through these questions and a bit of lag, the preposition it is quite confused. Oh, counterfeit money. Ah, oh wow. Did you use it knowingly? I mean, also in China, isn't everything really cheap anyway? Helping others out by doing good deeds is its own reward. Yep, leave it there. Generally speaking, I'd rather buy myself a little something extra than donate to charity. I mean, yeah, it's true. We are all selfish beings. Like, all the time, I do think, like, okay, I am going to buy myself half a pint tonight. Like, last night, I bought myself 1 1/3 pints. They've got this special deal at the pub now, where if you pay for 1 pint and a third, you get 4 different flavors. It's amazing. But part of that was also, I felt like going there, it's a socially accepted thing. I have to buy bits of drink. I have to buy bits of food if I want to keep going. Honestly, I very rarely buy myself something a little extra. I mean, the things that I've recently bought myself, like this month, I bought myself a beauty treatment that I did yesterday. I spent basically 1.5 hours having pain delivered to me to remove all my hairs. But yeah, that's my little something extra. But yeah. And Dave says, talking about the counterfeit money, not entirely knowingly, but there's a high possibility that black market money changers will give you some counterfeit. Oh. Interesting. So you kind of knew that there was a risk, and you accepted that risk. Okay, I see. I often forgive those who have wronged me, even if they do not deserve it. No, I've got no time for those people anymore. Yeah, like, often is a strong word. Definitely not often. I've gotten to the point where I'm like, yeah, if you mistreat me, then I'm not going to spend my time and energy on you. I'm often worried that my actions are deserving of criticism. So I often feel that my actions are deserving of criticism, but I'm not worried about it. I'm just like, I'm trying to do the best I can. So I frighten others to get what I want? No, hell no. Heck no. I feel justified in doing whatever I can to succeed. Leave it in the middle. I am intent on kindness and cooperation. Intent is a strong word, but let's put it there. I have an excessive need for stimulation and I'm prone to boredom. Yep, 100%. If I wasn't allowed to do this Kickstarter, or any Kickstarter, I would have just been really bored. I often help others. Often, again, what does often mean? But do I say somewhat? Yes. I would say I sometimes do it. So does that put me in the middle or to the side? I don't know. Oh my gosh. And CD is doing the quiz too. If anyone else wants to do the quiz, then I will copy paste the link in the chat to make it easy for people. And I assume that it's all the same questions, but I would be actually quite curious. Let me know if any of the questions are different. Well, final question. I'm going to leave it there and finish. And apparently I am Oh, see, it puts me as slightly lawful, quite substantially good. So I'm basically good, is what it's saying. Yeah, I am good neutral with a slight. Yeah, okay. Neutral good. There we go. Hmm. You know what? Maybe I will share on Twitter. I feel like this does reflect me. I feel like, yeah, this does reflect who I am as a person. I can. But am I really lawful? I don't know if I would agree with this because I do. I should have occasionally gone through a red light on a bike. I'll look both sides, and if there's no one coming, if there's no cars, I will just, and there's no police people, then I will just go through. Um, I feel like, yeah, I would consider myself more a force of chaos generally, but maybe like my chaos is very much within predefined measures. I could see that. Yeah, you know what? Like I think I mean, I definitely would like. I think most humans would like to see themselves as good. If any human was like, "Yeah, I'm totally evil," sure, there's all sorts of people, but yeah. So, um, would need more lawful to make you lawful, but yeah, I am slightly lawful. You know, I'm slightly on the lawful side. I'm not like if because if you look at the tiny little boxes, I'm 2 little boxes away. I'd only need 2 more little boxes to be in the lawful side. Um, CD says "Seek chaos, but within safety." Yeah, I think that says it. Like, I would like to be okay. We'll have a crazy competition, but then we'll go back to our defined parameters. You know what? I do actually like. Yeah, so I do have these contrasting aspects of my personality. You know what? I think this quiz was actually correct. I think I am going to share this on Twitter and Facebook after this. CD says, I am totally lawful good. Explains why I play chaotic good normally. Okay, so yeah, that was fun. Thank you for that quiz, Dave Dawkins. That was lovely to take. And so that was our brilliant thing, brilliant thing. It was a little thing which was brilliant. Introspection. And so I'm going to assume no one had any questionably quick questions. I'll get rid of that banner and I'll start now the recap. So today I talked about my Kickstarter. I am super excited by it. Oh, no more people, but 600 and oh, there are more people. Amazing. In the past half hour, there's been 3 more people backing it. That's amazing. 616 backers. And yeah, so there's going to be another freebie voted for. Dave, and like I'm just excited because I keep getting to say, hey, what would you like every 100 backers? And every like twice a day it's been like, hey, here's more stuff. And I worry that like I'm emailing too much, messaging people too much, but to be fair, it's always, hey, we've done stuff, what would you like, what free stuff would you like? It's amazing. It's like just like, hey, have free stuff, free stuff, free stuff. But yeah, I'm excited by that. I'm really excited to see how it finishes up. Let me make this a wee bit smaller. Then I did the morality quiz, and I am apparently good, neutral good, and I can totally identify with that. I've got slight lawful bits with me. I would have thought more chaos, but yeah, I would have probably thought neutral good. And thank you for sharing in my excitement. Lots of love. And so before we go, we've got 1 minute, so I can say, firstly, thank you very much, everyone. Just thank you for being in the audience. Dave Dawkins, CD, it's lovely to have you here. Like, by, even if you aren't physically here, you are spiritually and emotionally here, and I really appreciate that, your presence. And it's over to you. What are you up to? You can share, but only if you want to, and only if you do it very quickly, because this show is about to end soon, you see. So what are you up to? Is there anything exciting or boring or super serious or frivolous that you need to do or that you want to do? Personally, I really have to write an email and send it out to my mailing list. I have to sort out my emails. I did get a few new emails over the past week. A bunch of people I played it with at the weekend got their emails. I need to collate it all together, write out an email, say, hey, please back this Kickstarter. What else do I need to do? Honestly, other than that, that's pretty much me. I want to catch up with the votes. There were a bunch of votes of which creature to have and which creature to not have. I will write another update, and then this evening I am going to take a bit of time off. I planned from 7 o'clock until 9 o'clock. No matter what, I'm just not going to do any work. I'm going to stay away from computers for at least 2 hours. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but when you've got a Kickstarter and it's just going and going and going, it's super easy to just be like, I'm going to keep at it. But yeah, what are you up to? What are you up to? CD says, I don't have any creature ideas, maybe suckers and fur. I am running a workshop tomorrow. We'll be playing on BGA in the evening. Oh, that sounds fantastic. Is that going to be an online streaming thing, or is that just with friends in a private manner? Either way, I hope you have so much fun. Lots of love to you, CD. If you want to check out my streams, obviously, yep, that is the link, that redirect. Basically, I'm streaming every day at 10 a.m. UK time. I'm not making up the topics until the day of. Share, spread the word, and is it worth, if Michael's on, I will raid Michael. Otherwise, feels like with fewer than, yeah, Amadeus is on, but I'm just going to finish. I'm not going to raid. Oh, Dave went for a nice walk in the mountains today. Amazing. For some reason, I just think of Australia as a kind of hilly, yeah, jungly place. I think of it as a woody, jungly place, and lots of like plains, like just flat lands. I think of it as very flat. I didn't realize that there was a mountain range, and that sounds amazing. And playing Castles of Burgundy, lovely. Well, if you are having more walks, I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy Castles of Burgundy. I do have to skedaddle. It is already past. And this has been me, Bez. There have been some beats. And there has been a briefer bladder. Ooh, could I actually... Oh, I've got my keyboard here. Let me move this over here, and I will play a bit of keyboard. Bye, bye. No, it's in D major. Bye, 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 bye. This is the goodbye song. Whoops. Bye bye, bye bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye bye, bye bye. This is the end of the show. Bye bye, bye bye. Now it's time to go. Bye bye. Bye, bye, this is a goodbye song. Bye, 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 and thank you for watching along. Bye, 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 this is the end of the show. bye bye, bye bye, and now it's time to go. Bye bye, CD. Bye bye, Dave. Bye bye, anyone else who's watching after the fact. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.